We That Remain. Hopefully it actually loads. Be nice. Fantastic. Now I really hope this actually, because like I said, when we did with Makarov, it did not upload, which kind of bugged me. So, okay, there we go. Share, boom, okay. Go to media. Okay. All right. Hello, everybody. My name is Isaac, the host here. Our co-host is currently out doing personal stuff, so it will just be me and my special guest here, Jake from State Farm, is PSN. I'm just gonna call you Jake.
You call me whatever. People call me Hanzo, Jake, Taylor, whatever vibes with you.
All right.
The reason people call me Hanzo is because I play a lot of Overwatch. I used to voice impersonate him. But fact being though, I do a lot of gaming.
Same.
But
Don't
yeah.
we all? Don't we all?
Quite.
So before we get off on this topic here, tell me a little bit about yourself. How long have you been playing Dayz, etc.? Go for it.
I have been playing since last year. Maybe start last year, around April, maybe September. Thinking about it now, I probably have around 200, 300 hours clocked in right now. And the game itself is a very good game. The console is just being ignored quite a bit. But this year, maybe next year, they're probably going to work on it, add some stuff, maybe do more, as seen by a lot of people.
What would you personally like them to add into console?
Honestly, if it is possible, once they get their system all updated and stuff with Dayz, I want them to add more guns and cosmetic items, such as, let's say I have a belt on. I want to have charms to my belt or more pouches. Let's say I can attach teddy bears to my belt or pouches to my belt. That's what I want. I want more space. I want more stuff to be added in. So let's say you want to add pouches to, let's say your backpack, or have a canteen on your backpack. I want that. That would be cool. Hell, cool. even on PC, I've seen holsters on backpacks. That is a good idea. I like that.
That'd be very cool. Yeah.
Indeed, it would. I think a lot of people would enjoy that.
So, what do you think about the new patch coming out with the idea of bows and arrows and things like that?
I like the idea. I love it. Fact being, though, we don't have enough, let's say, silent weapons, as in, let's say, suppressed. The suppressed weapons are good and all, but they still make noise. And sometimes you need something more silent. So use your knife, but your knife can run out so easily, and sometimes they don't work out entirely. So a bow and arrow will implement more silent but deadly into the mix of hunting, looting, hunting zombies, hunting players, PvP too. Because we all know PvP, we want to be silent, we don't want to be found. Bows and arrows make it easier for that. And maybe with the bows, they'll add crossbows.
Crossbows, yeah, that'd be cool. I'd love me a crossbow.
What?
I would love a crossbow. So, you talked about playing Dayz or you started playing Dayz last year, right? Is that correct?
Yeah, last year, almost started last year, maybe around April.
Okay. So when did you first get into RP or even We That Remain?
Oh, We That Remain. I've been in Conquest since I was on a server called Survival of the Fittest. I came here through Survival of the Fittest
Okay.
server. It's a faction PvP server, obviously enough. I used to run with some guys. I still do. But yeah, I think came through Conquest originally. So I found Conquest from Survival of the Fittest. Then I found We That Remain, and I like We That Remain more. My honest opinion.
What do you like about We That Remain?
It's immersion. The fact being that Dayz is not supposed to be an RP game; it's supposed to be a PvP sort of game, and that this server has turned it into an RP basis game, and it actually has found rules stating for, like, let's say, hostile interactions. Now I like that because it's not one of them servers that's just you can't be hostile towards other players. They actually found a way to do that while being able to RP at the same time. That's good. I like that. It's a good idea.
All right. That's pretty good. I like that. I like that. So, is there? Oh shit! I dropped my change. Is there any sort of character you liked or have liked playing?
I
While
have
you've
only
been.
had three characters. One
Okay.
during last iteration, during the prologue, and during this iteration. They have
Okay.
all survived till the end.
That's pretty.
Surprisingly.
That's pretty cool.
Surprisingly.
I wish I could be the same way, but
Yeah, a lot of people wish. Like, last iteration. Everyone, a lot of people knew free territories somewhat.
yeah.
And by the end of the iteration, I was the last member. I I was the last member during the event, but it all went to hell since I didn't know it was KOS.
Oh, I watched that
Really,
video. I
yeah,
watched your
really
video.
nobody knew. Really nobody knew it was KOS.
Yeah, I didn't know. And that could have been just me. I read like the event and everything, and I thought it was just still interaction and stuff. Like you, I didn't know.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking too. But then I heard that I was getting confused if it was a KOS or not, because I would have shot somebody on sight multiple times, but let them go because stuff happens. Then during the prologue, I had another character, civilian, obviously enough, and this is where I got my 2 week ban.
Oof.
Yeah, because I offline raided during the end of the iteration.
Oh no.
So
Dude.
what I hit quite a few houses,
Mhm.
obviously enough. I was able to get in through the top area, like jump down in, then hop back out. I was able to do that.
Mhm.
But one place, the construction site, nobody could get in there. So I was able to hop in through a couple areas and make the walls fences. But they caught me on that along with another person. And yeah, I got a 2 week suspension, and I came back during this iteration. Everything was all going to shit, and then I found Devil's Castle.
Oh, I remember Devil's Castle. Very.
Yep. We had we had we had Ray, Christian, all of them. They were good. They were good people. A lot of people
Yeah.
didn't see the same way, but
I thought it was pretty interesting. But like you, I had a very rough first day of iteration with my character.
not a lot of people did. A lot of people are having a rough iteration right now
Oh.
because how many people are PvPing or hostile interaction with each other and just killing whoever they see? It's slightly annoying, but if they want to RP that way, they can. It's their choice. I'm not going to say how you should RP.
Yeah, I'm not gonna criticize, but I think with this whole I know there's kind of like a war going on. I think people in a way are kind of confused on that kind of stuff. Maybe I don't know how you would be confused on it, but what do I know? With the whole, how there's a whole war thing. I'm not gonna go into
Yeah, of
detail about it,
course.
but I think people maybe possibly kind of like, okay, do we like how do we interact with each other now that we're fighting each other and all this
A
stuff?
lot of the new people in the server don't understand what really the basis of this RP server is about. It's about a serious immersive overplay experience for every player that
Hmm.
joins. It is also saying the rules for that, but most people don't read the rules and they just skim through them and go to the whitelisting app everyone kind of just gets a redo and everyone gets confused and they get mad. Obviously enough. But that's all really about me for now.
Okay.
But
All right.
other than that, it's kind of...
Well, thank you. Like I said, thank you for sharing with everything about you. It's good to know, you know, like what your take is on situations and everything, especially being a mod. Like I said, that's
Yeah, a
very
trial
important.
mod, but I still have responsibilities
Hmm.
to uphold. I
So,
mean,
what? Sorry, my bad. Sorry.
oh, go ahead. I interrupted you.
Oh no, I was just gonna head on to the next topic. But go ahead. Go ahead. No, you're fine.
Okay. But yeah, other than that, it's kind of just whatever happens, really. I mean, because we get tickets, obviously enough, everyone knows it. Mods get tickets, we take care of the tickets. We do whitelist apps, everyone knows it. And yeah, just a lot of stuff happens in the mod chat and all that stuff, mods. But yeah, every mod, they're nice. Every mod is nice, but they have to be unbiased. They have to take their job seriously. It's as I'd see it. I love being a mod personally. A lot of people say being a mod is not fun. It's too difficult. It's too annoying. I actually enjoy it.
What do you enjoy about it? If you don't mind me
I
asking.
see it as a full-time job in a way. I The way I enjoy it is I make new friends,
Hmm.
such as, let's say, Mother, Sarah. She's a very good mod. She's a mother in real life also, obviously enough. A lot
Hmm.
of people should know this by now. But she takes care of her children, same as Lektark. He has children too. They're both mods, and they still are able to get on it like that. It's basically a full-time job, and I respect that. Like how everyone else is. Everyone else is busy throughout the day, but then we get through it. It's basically a job.
Yeah,
It's
yeah, I
enjoyable
can
for
see that.
me. Enjoyable for me because I get to talk to the mods. I get to talk to them because they're actually pretty chill. They're actually really fun to talk to.
Okay.
But other than that, it's fun. It's not bad.
That's good. I'm happy you like what you
Yeah,
do and
because
stuff.
a lot of people get the wrong impersonation with mods. A lot of people think they're there just to go against them. No, we're
Mm.
really here to help you out. In all honesty, we're here to help you out and get you through stuff.
Yeah, yeah, I 100% agree. I mean, I know I've in the past I've had different biased views on mods and everything, but yeah,
A lot of people have biased views on mods, quite a bit.
yeah, I'm like I said, I'm not gonna sit here and be like, oh yeah, I totally have never had any grudges against mods or anything. But at the end of the day,
So
it's, like you said, it's a job, and you gotta do
yes.
what you gotta do. You know, sometimes you have to be the bad
So
guy.
you want me to talk about gun locations, weapon locations?
Oh yeah, yeah, yes, yeah. Before I like start off on different locations, like what you should go for. Everybody has their personal opinion on how they kind of loot or how they go through different towns or anything. So if anything, if would you like to? So you're start. Okay, I want you to picture this. You're starting in just a normal. We're gonna first talk about vanilla, just normal Daisy. Like if you went on
Let's
a
say
official server.
Kamishovo.
Okay.
Simple town. We all spawn there eventually.
Okay. All right. So what do you? What is your very first thing that you do off the bat?
Pick my surroundings and I loot the houses while evading zombies. Because with the houses, you can either find a few items: clothing, food, ammo, loose ammo, and guns, but it's a very rare chance. So, from the epitome of guns you can find in houses on the shore, it is the IJ-70, the Scorpion, the shotgun, like double barrel shotgun. Pump actions are mostly found for vanilla loot, are mostly found in police stations, obviously enough. Double barrels and Mosins are mostly found in houses because these are seen as civilian weapons.
Hmm. So it's kind of like
Along,
tier
yeah,
one. tier 1 loot
Yeah,
kind of stuff.
yeah.
Okay.
Along with CC-75s, used to be found in houses also.
Okay.
But Glocks are only found, M-Glocks, if you want to call them, are only found in police stations, from what I've seen for vanilla.
So like, what kind of gun do you like? What's your starter gun? Like, if you
My
find it.
starter gun, whatever I can get my hands on first, I will use. But later down the road, once I start looting, let's say
Mm,
Northwest Airfield, if I can get my hands on a K-74, okay, I'll use a K-74. That's my main weapon.
okay. Okay. Because I know some people are like, okay, I'm gonna start out like my personal favorite is like the Mosin. Like personally,
Mosin
uh
is good, yes.
mine is my starter weapon is I want the most. But if I don't have it, like you, I'll use whatever I can find.
Quite.
Um, I'm probably just like or I want to say most people with like military loot. I'm an M4 guy, so I love the
Same here,
M4.
but it's with vanilla loot. M4s are mostly either going to spawn at Tizzy,
Yeah,
Kamensk, or helicopter crashes.
yeah, pretty much. And rarely airfields.
Yes, very rarely they will spawn at Northwest, but that depends. Depends.
True.
But yeah, fact being though, if you're on the shore, I recommend looting the town you're in first and foremost, before going anywhere else, because the chances of finding the stuff you want is very high at start. Because obviously enough, you need to search the houses and stuff, food, that's obvious. But while on the server here, while on Be That Remain, if you are to loot the houses, it's going to take you a minute to find food because obviously enough, during this iteration, it's an apocalypse. Food's going to be scarce, so it's going to be a lot harder. It's going to be a bit difficult. Same as guns. Civvy guns you can find anywhere, obviously, but Mosin's double barrel shotguns, you can find those anywhere in civvy houses. They can be found anywhere in civvy houses. Just depends the location and the spawn rate, uh, pretty much. But with the iteration, vanilla they spawn in as pristine every time. It just depends on whether or not the server has it turned to where they are damaged when you get them or not. But on vanilla, they are pristine every time you pick them up. They are not damaged.
Okay, so
Um,
there's kind of like a
yes.
variation kind of thing. Okay.
Yeah, yes. Because with the apocalypse, pretty much, the guns that are found, let's say I go to Northwest Airfield, the guns I'm going to find, they're going to be a bit damaged. They're going to be worn. It's going to be from worn, it's going to be from pristine down to badly damaged. Most guns you find, they're going to be badly damaged, and it's a chance you'll find a worn gun. It's a normal gun, obviously enough. It's not damaged. It's just worn. It's People love that. They love the aspect of finding damaged guns in Apocalypse. It makes sense
Hmm.
because over a span of time, it's going to rust away. They'll rust and they'll get damaged. But vanilla loot is just depending on the area you're in, depending on what server you're on, depending how much they spawn. So if you go into a vanilla server, you're probably gonna find a few items of value in the town, like Kamishovo. You'll probably find a few cans of food, a gun, and yeah, and a water fountain. There's water fountain there too, so you get water.
Very true.
Let's say you go to Baron Zeno. Baron Zeno has everything you need, but on vanilla servers, the loot is kind of shit,
Yes, it is.
especially in big cities. But there's one aspect to this: the medical area, the hospital, the construction site, and the grocery store and the military tent. That area, it's a little triangle or square, as you call it. That little square of loot is very useful because in that area you can either find medical supplies, a gun, food, or a melee weapon. Because construction site, obviously enough. That being though, Berenzino is its own little area. There's two areas. There's the top industrial area, there'll be the bottom city area. Industrial area is where you want to loot. Bottom city area, it's kind of a lost cause. You're not going to find nothing much in the city. Unless the fucking spawns are jacked.
On those loot 50 times loot.
Do you have anything to comment on that?
Yeah, no, I mean, me personally, yeah, I'm the same way.
I see.
I haven't like really tested out. I'm still learning from this new patch and everything. So
I see. I mean, what else are you learning? I could probably teach you a few things.
Oh no. I mean, if anything, I just need to like get into these gas zones more and stuff and experience what that's
gas
like.
zones are special. They're kind of erratic at times. They're annoying. They're cool, and yeah, they're just interesting. But one issue with the gas zones, and even the mods have noticed this too. Even Lecky has noticed this. Lectarg.
Yep.
The gas zones don't spawn the loot we expect.
Yeah.
As stated by him before.
Yeah, like with the what was it? Or like a week into the iteration with the whole shebang.
Yep.
You know what I'm talking about.
Yeah, of course. A lot of people didn't find anything in the gas zones. A lot of people went to the gas zones, didn't find much, because it's the gas zone. You're not going to find much. But then, at some point, I'm pretty sure Lectarg did say he's going to change the loot pool with the gas zones and maybe increase the gas stuff. But I think he did say this was for next iteration. If I'm correct, don't. Oh, I'm trying to find the word. It's grabbing onto my answer. Like, don't trust my answer as much as you would your own. That's what I mean.
So we are expecting kind of that stuff.
That's what I'm thinking, but I don't fully know.
Okay.
Anyway, but so let's say for vanilla again, if you're loot Northwest Airfield, I recommend staying away from the double-story barracks entirely. Okay. If it's a vanilla server, stay away from the double-story barracks. They are useless. They have zero loot unless you get lucky.
Oh, so they kind of changed it, because I remember
they changed it this iteration. They changed it a bit this iteration with the loot pools. Yes.
Okay.
As I think people have been noticing.
Okay. Makes sense now.
Because yes, I think a lot of people have been noticing at Northwest Airfield that the loot has changed, and people are actually starting to like it and looting Northwest Airfield again. Because before the change, nobody was in Northwest.
Yeah,
nobody.
It was pretty bad. It was pretty dead.
But as the recent changes made by, I think, Lectarg, don't correct me on this, I'm pretty sure he has changed the loot, so it is up to Northwest a little bit, so people have interest in looting there again. That's what I'm thinking. Okay. So the loot there is pretty prominent. It's not bad. It's not bad at all. Just saying that right now. It's not the best. It's not a tier 4 weapon. It's not a tier 4 weapon on a silver platter. It's nothing like that. It's simple loot. It's simple stuff that will help you get started. It's good. But yeah, on vanilla servers, do not search the double-story barracks. The barracks around those, though, don't search those. Those are good.
All right.
But yeah, I just highly disagree with the double-story barracks because they legit have nothing, and you want to loot.
Yeah. You pretty much said it.
But for my perspective of loot runs, if you're starting down south, work your way up north slowly. Don't rush all the way up north immediately. Loot some towns nearby first. You gotta loot. You gotta expand your loot pool a bit more. Don't just immediately spawn in and be like, yo, I gotta go loot Northwest and I'm good. No. Loot the town you're in first. Get food. Get a starting gun. and you're good to go for now until you can actually reach a military checkpoint, VMC, or Northwest, because those are all up north, obviously enough.
Mm-hmm.
But everyone should know this. I understand it's annoying having to explain it again, but just loot the towns around you first. Don't immediately run up north for any like new people into like Dayz's loot pool and such. And I understand a lot of people in the server know where to look. I'm looking at you, Tower. But I kid. But the fact being, though, a lot of people, when they start this iteration, they go helicopter hunting. Everyone does it. Everyone goes helicopter hunting. They don't care about anything else. They just want helicopter loot.
And you can take advantage of that pretty easy.
Yes, you can. Because up north, I took a note. Up north, helicopter spawns are prominent.
Oh,
they
yeah,
are.
There are a lot.
There's a lot up north.
This is crazy.
I took a note to this. Because I'm pretty sure only 3 spawn in the server per reset. That's what I'm guessing.
This is my opinion. I feel like Sinistock and around there gets a lot of them. A lot.
That's what I'm guessing.
But
it's not my concern. Not really, but yeah, it's not my concern. If people have concerns with the loot pools, they can ask. I'm hoping for next iteration we'll see less assault rifles. That's what I want in an iteration, is more bolt actions being used rather than assault rifles.
I want bows, man. I want to see people use
I want
bows.
both. I want bolt actions and bows. I want bolt actions without scopes. I want hunting rifles being used, not just sniper rifles, hunting rifles.
Yeah, I think that'd be cool.
That would make for an interesting RP, because everyone's in the same playing field. Nobody's got, like, let's say I'm walking around with let's say an SK, and I see 2 guys walk up to me with a KM and an M4. It's like,
oh yeah, you're dead.
Yeah,
you're
what am I going to do there? What am I going to do there? There's no winning that fight. Unless I get uber lucky, there's no winning that fight. Because I understand a lot of people say, the M4 is garbage, the KM's not worth it. The M4 is good in close quarters combat. It's really good. It's the best gun in close quarters combat, in my honest opinion. KM, though, it's good for mid-range to close. Because it's drum mag, it's drum size, and it's accuracy.
It packs a punch as well.
Yes, it does. 7.62 does pack a punch. Bigger bullet hits harder. Yeah. But I'm getting a bit off topic.
No, you're fine.
But yeah, I just want to see less assault rifles being used. I want more hunting rifles. I want more shotguns. I want more pistols. I don't want to see everyone running around with an assault rifle and being scared for their life. Because every time I walk out of my base, I see at least one guy carrying an M16 or KAM. Or KA-74. Every time. It doesn't matter. I want to see people walking around with a hunting rifle or a shotgun on their back. Not just assault rifles, because that's all I see. I want more bare bones. I want more survival aspect. I don't want to see people running around with military grade stuff all the time. Because even some people have noticed it. People walking around like their characters makes 0 sense. Like, I understand military characters are boring, but next iteration, I'm going for a more realistic approach rather than just military. Let's go. Like, I'm a military guy right now, obviously enough. Everyone should know in a group. Everyone should know who the hell he is. But a lot of people.
Sorry.
Go ahead.
No, I think there should be kind of a limitation to military characters.
Yes, well, a lot of people took the chance. A lot of people took the chance with this one because there were bunkers involved with this iteration, lore-wise. But I digress. I just want to see assault as being less prominent. I want people to go more bare bones survival rather than just, hey, I got an assault rifle. Okay, I'm good for the next few months. Like, that's boring.
Yeah,
I find that boring.
Yeah.
Understandably, I myself have assault rifles. Yes, I use them because this iteration is dangerous. It's a dangerous iteration. I'm not gonna lie to you. Everyone's killing each other. It's like a PUBG fucking match.
It really is.
See, one thing I've noticed so far, everyone's just killing each other.
I know.
But
I've seen that.
there is good RP potential, especially up north. There's good RP potential.
Oh yeah, up north is getting there.
Mm-hmm. But sorry.
No, you're fine.
But it may be the cause of the influx I've noticed of PvP players.
Oh
Maybe
yeah.
maybe a few influx of PvP players. I've noticed it. I think a few people have noticed it also, but I digress. I'm getting off topic.
No, you're fine.
If you want good loot, I recommend searching your nearest military checkpoint. If you want to find an assault rifle in a vanilla server, find the nearest military checkpoint or hunting stand. You'll find good gear. Hunting stands carry vanilla servers. Hunting stands always will carry hunting gear that's either damaged or pristine. Most likely pristine. Don't quote me on that.
Pristine.
From what I understand, though, military zones will always usually have at least an SK or an assault rifle. Either one works. But yeah, military zones will always either have an SK or an assault rifle or a Vega. And I will not lie to you, an SK is a very good rifle. It's very good. Probably one of the better rifles in the game. If you hit your shots, you're going to kill somebody.
I think it's underrated.
It is underrated. It's a very underrated rifle because it's so out-promoted by the KAM, M4, LAR, VSD, FAMAS, AUG. It's so out-promoted that people don't even realize it hits hard. It is a hard-hitting rifle. And I will be honest, I'm a bit of a sweat lord. I sweat my ass off when I PP. I will be honest. But at times, I like to hop on With and Remain and RP. I like to have fun. I don't want to see people go and try hard with all these assault rifles. I don't want to see the assault rifles every time I log in. It's just boring. It's the same thing I see every time. It's basically a PvP faction server at this point.
Pretty much. I agree.
That's what I've been seeing. I don't know what other people are thinking. I don't know what other people are doing, but that's what I've seen.
No, I've had a lot of comments. Yeah, I've had a lot of comments from people saying the same thing. So,
I see. But it's not my place to put other people's RP tactics into their mouth or what they do. It's their choice what they do. I can't change that. I do what I want to do. They do what they want to do. That's what they want. Understandably, just next iteration, I'm hoping for less assault rifles and more prominability in hunting rifles, shotguns, and maybe the highest tier weapon, I would say, and it's very hard to get, probably the hardest damn thing you can get in the server, is a K101. That is the highest assault rifle I would say you can get.
yeah.
And understandably, all the PvP nerds are probably going to lose their minds because they can't get their LARs, they can't get their VSDs. I understand, but it's boring when you stock up all these tier 4 weapons and everybody else has the tier 2s and tier 3s. It's boring.
Yeah.
I don't understand how that's fun. That's what I think.
I mean, I think after a while it gets kind of like okay.
Yeah. At first it is fun. At first.
I think I see that a lot in like, I don't want to target any group, but like the tower and stuff. They have like everything they want and everything they need, and then I think they're in like a situation where it's like, okay, now we got to figure out now what, like okay, we have to.
Yeah.
And I had that with Macroff when I was talking with Macroff. He was kind of the same way. He was like, dude, I hate this Russian accent, but not only that, it's like
I am not Russian. I understand most of the tower aren't Russian as well, but I. I'm so sorry. My mic died.
Oh, you're fine. No worries. I was
I'm
like,
so
wait,
sorry.
I can hear my
Yeah,
voice. Whoa.
yeah, that's my fault.
No, you're
Anyways,
fine. But
but
what were you saying?
back on track. If you want good loot, check barracks, check military checkpoints, and always, if you can, check Tent City at Northwest Airfield.
Hmm.
That always has the best loot in the area.
Okay.
It usually has plate carriers, unless you see a zombie with plate carrier, then it's whatever at that point. But the best tier loot in the game is at Tizzy. We all know Tizzy. We all know the military area.
Cool.
It's all the way up north, and it's a bitch to get through.
So, what do you think is the best items to look for? Um,
Best items for endgame or start game?
any. Start game,
So,
end game,
start
whatever.
game, look for a Mosin and a pump shotgun.
Okay. Okay. Okay.
If you are looking for a good gun, pump shotgun, pistol, Mosin. Do not get a double barrel. In my honest opinion, it is one of the shittiest guns in the game.
Yeah.
But if you have nothing else, then go ahead and take it. If you have nothing else, take it. For mid game, like if you're just locking around, you see a military area, you're gonna loot it. Try looking for an SK, an AK, Vega, any gun that is useful for you can be deadly for anybody downrange. Doesn't matter what you're using. Any gun that you can use in your hands, as long as you can hit your shots, is deadly. That's the one thing I'm going to say now, because some of the guns in this game, a lot of people have their favorites. I understand that. But for endgame, it depends on your strategy. So let's say you like long range.
Hmm.
I would prefer you using Blaze, Tundra, or VST, or a VSS. Depends on your style. But if, let's say, you like both close quarters and long range, well, make your choice of assault rifle: KAM, K74, K101. Wait, hold on. Sorry, trying to remember the names.
You're okay.
SVAL, M4. I think I already said M4. But yeah. And what I took note of this a while ago. Everyone should know this by now. The SVAL is the only gun in the game that has armor-piercing rounds. Same as VSS. It's the only gun in the game that has armor-piercing rounds.
Yes, it does.
And I like that. It's a very good feature. I find it fascinating. Yeah, it's the only gun with armor-piercing rounds, because a lot of guns in real life, obviously enough, have armor-piercing. Full metal jacket, yeah. But back on topic, I'd run, in my honest opinion, if I want to run a loadout, I'd run a M4 with a Tundra. M4 can be used at mid close quarters, best for close quarters, and Tundra long range. So you basically have best of both sides. If you want to run both close and long range, LAR. LAR is by far one of the better rifles in the game, just by its range. Just by its range. And damage output. The fact I say this now is because it's not that impressive. Probably other people have gotten higher than me, but a while ago when I was in a faction PvP server, I went on a 19 kill streak with an LAR.
Damn.
And ever since, I enjoyed the LAR. But when I started using the M4, I got hooked, especially with the fire rate. The fire rate, crazy. It's a crazy gun. But the one downside I see with it, with the fire rate, it's a suppressor shredder. It goes through suppressors like it's nobody's business. The amount of gun jams it has too, it's crazy.
The LER?
No, the M4.
Oh,
The
the
M4's
M4, okay.
fire rate increase nowadays, it makes it a suppressor shredder, and it shreds itself very fast.
I feel like the
Like,
durability is pretty rough on
it's crazy. It's
it. Yeah.
crazy, the durability on the M4. But it jams. It's a
Yes.
jam gun.
Yeah, it
It
does.
jams a lot. If I would recommend anything, if you have nothing else in your arsenal but an M4, use the M4 for raiding. For raiding purposes, I'd use an M4. But if I had the option, go with the AUG AX if you want a rapid fire raid weapon.
Ooh, yes. August.
I recommend an AUG AX if you want a raid weapon that's fast fire rate. Because here's the thing with the AUG AX. I went through a metal wall just a few days ago. Went through a metal wall, not with Iron but on another server. Back to PvP server. I still do PvP, just to let you know.
Yep.
I went through a metal wall gate with 4 mags, 4 sister-round mags with an AUG AX. And the AUG AX was damaged. It was pristine.
Damn.
It was just damaged. It wasn't badly damaged. It was just damaged by the end of it.
Damn, that's a tank.
And yeah, and the suppressor was still good. It was still good to go. And with the AUG's low recoil, the AUG has low recoil, by the way. It is probably the lowest recoil in the game I've seen. Really low recoil, like 0 recoil. The fire rate's not bad, but it could be better. It's got a slow fire rate. But it's a very good fast raiding weapon. It is very good for shredding metal walls. If you want to get through a metal wall without using a Mega. But I'm getting off topic again. My
Fine.
fault.
No.
But
fine.
yeah, I apologize if it's a bit boring talking about guns. It's,
No. I'm all ears. No, I'm not.
You know where he's man.
You
But,
want to talk about guns? You can talk about guns. I'm not.
I'm a gun nut, so I'm gonna talk. I want to talk about all the ballistics, all the ammo type. I want to talk all that stuff, but it's boring. It's not fun to listen to.
We'll probably be doing like a season 2 of this podcast stuff. Season
Oh, I
2.
bet so.
Yeah, season
so.
2 is gonna be probably more detailed stuff. So if anything, we'll just have you come in and talk about that stuff. Next
Yeah,
time.
I'm enjoying this. But yeah, maybe next season I'll talk about all the ballistics, what damage types, and how much damage all the guns can do
Yeah.
in a matter of seconds.
Yeah, I'm go for it.
But yeah, vanilla servers, I recommend for endgame looting Tizzy. Loot with an ally. You are going to need an ally. Like, badly. Unless you are the hardcore PvP player that everyone wants to be with, I recommend having an ally at Tizzy. Because you can easily get surrounded. There are wolves, more prominently, and bears, more prominently.
Oh, I hate bears. Yep.
Yes, everyone hates bears.
Everybody
I mean,
hates.
they're talking about something else too. Off topic again. The Kamensk. I want that map in
I do
Dayz.
too. Mm.
But here's one thing I like about it. There's polar bears instead of bears.
Oh,
The polar bears are stronger. They have more health. They do more damage.
And then I don't know if they did add this, but there's also these like death creature thingies. I don't know if they.
Oh, okay.
Have you seen those?
Those are called bloodsuckers.
Yes, bloodsuckers. I
They're
remember
from
Dayz
Stalker.
mod.
They add them in the Kamensk.
Mm.
They are crazy strong. They turn invisible. So I'm gonna teach you how to fight one. I haven't fought one. I watch videos on it. If you get attacked by one, lay on the ground and hope for the law of fucking God it doesn't hit you. Because it will knock you out in 2 hits.
Jesus Christ.
It will knock you out very quickly. Then on the Moss, there's another creature. Pretty sure it's modded in. It's a stag. It's a stag creature. It's a boss, basically.
Mm.
Stronger than any bear. Stronger than any. It's not stronger than a bloodsucker, but it's stronger than the damn bears. It looks like a half tree, half stag.
Oh, okay. All right.
Yeah. All I know is it is a very good-looking creature. It's a very creepy-looking thing. It's very interesting.
Hmm.
I don't want Naval's just for the reason it looks good. I want it for the survival aspect. It's freezing. It's Alaska, basically.
Yeah.
And I'd like that. It'd be good for RP purposes. It would honestly be good. Especially because on the Mollusk, it's a mod. It's a mod for Dayz that you get on Steam.
Mm-hmm.
But One thing I did take notice: Dayz devs actually made Snow Chernarus. So if we get that on PlayStation,
That'd be
it's
nice.
going to get fun. It's going to get
Really
fun in the
nice.
server.
I'd like that.
It would be fun. Everyone would be freaking out about, yo, I can't freeze. Like, come on, bro. Like, everyone's gonna be freaking out about that because they're gonna be. Because here's the thing: once you spawn into Molsk, you get 30 minutes. You have 30 minutes before you freeze. Yeah,
that's rough. That's rough.
yeah. It's in the Molsk. It does everything in its power to kill you every way it can, and not just with the fucking snow and the cold. EVR storms.
Oh yeah.
It's crazy.
Yeah.
Crazy.
Those
Yeah.
are cool.
Crazy. Anyways.
I don't know if you've seen like Frankie on PC, but
Yeah, I watched Frankie on PC.
So fucking cool. His new series on that stuff is so cool. I fangirl.
Yeah, there's a bunch of stuff I want in console Dayz. There's a bunch of stuff, but PC is taking it over. But as I've heard, Dayz's going to start working on console more. And yeah, let's hope we get more stuff in the future.
I hope so. It'd be nice.
Yeah. So, yeah, for vanilla servers, you can loot Tizzy, you can loot it alone, you can loot it with an ally, you can do whatever. But I just recommend you loot with an ally because you don't know what could happen. Gas strike, zombies surrounding you, bears, wolves, whatever happens.
Any way to fuck you, pretty much, yeah.
Yes. Then we have Kamensk. Kamensk is also up north, but the spawns there are more prominent with wolves instead of bears.
Oh,
so
bears are.
Kamensk is a very prominent gas strike zone. It gets hit a lot on vanilla servers. Not a static zone, but it still gets hit a lot. You can loot it around. There's a hospital there. There's a lot of stuff. There's a lot of stuff at Kamensk. Wait, no, I'm getting it wrong with the place. It's Pavlovo military base. Pavlovo military base is a static zone, and gas doesn't move. It always stays there in vanilla. Kamensk is a very small military encampment, and it has quite a few tents. It's barracks. It has a small little HQ building. It's not a gray one. It's not a little box. It's a rectangle, basically. Your chances of finding an M4 up north are higher rather than down south because Pavlovo, obviously enough, is not that good of a military zone rather than Tizzy or Kamensk. So I would honestly prefer, and with a gas zone being static at Pavlovo, it's not worth the risk. Unless you intend on killing yourself. But Tizzy, in my honest opinion, is probably the best loot zone in any server. Except for Livonia. Livonia, it's just go to any military area, and you'll be fine. I mean,
pretty much, yeah.
Livonia is Livonia. You're gonna find loot. It doesn't matter where you go.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah. I've played very little Livonia, but when
I played Livonia for a while. It's actually it's where I got my 19 kill streak. It's crazy there. It's in Poland, yeah. But with vanilla servers, it's kind of just a basis of loot down south real quick, go to the Midwestern map, find military checkpoints, find little small military encampments, all that stuff. Get some mid-tier weapons, then go to Northwest or Tizzy, then start looting that area for better stuff. Then just keep going until you basically end game. Then you just at that point you're just being a PvP nerd.
Pretty much, yeah.
Yeah. With the We That Remain loot pool, this is where it gets fun. This is where it gets tricky. So the way I see it, there's a lot of prominent spawns. You can spawn basically anywhere, and We That Remain in Chernarus. So you spawn anywhere. You can spawn at Vivor, you can spawn at Rashina, you can spawn down south, you can spawn up north, you can spawn anywhere. Doesn't matter. The only issues I have seen is just the gas loot spot, which should be fixed in the next iteration. Don't correct me on that. Everything else is fine. The loot is perfectly fine. The way with the lore works, I find the loot to be very prominently fine. I find it to be very invigorating. I find it to be very worth it because you're lacklusting on food. Let's say you want to find food. Okay, it's gonna take you a second to find food because it's an apocalypse. So you gotta search. Because at the start of the iteration, in cars, I would always find honey. Always. There was always honey in cars, strawberry jam. It doesn't matter. They were always sitting in the car. But now, I can't find one. I can't find any.
Yeah. It's
Yeah.
very difficult.
Yes. But yes, for the food spawns, it's very difficult to find food, yes, but keep searching. You'll find some. You just gotta search hard. That's all you need to do. I
Very hard.
understand. I've seen questions about, hey, where's all the food at from new people from the server, and then it's we gotta answer it. Obviously enough, we gotta answer it, and we
Sadly.
simply say just look around. But yeah, you just look around. You look out. You gotta check your surroundings. You gotta look hard. You gotta search hard. Just make sure you take your time.
Open
'Cause
your eyes.
yeah, Daisy. It's a game where you take your time. You don't rush. You don't rush around and do stuff. It's not what you do. You take your time and then you go do stuff. But
Especially RP. RP is a very
but
slow grind.
with this way the server works, it doesn't matter what time you're in. You're not gonna find food for the next few houses. You're not gonna find nothing. It's gonna take you a minute to find some stuff, but you will find stuff. Unless you're just that lucky person in your first house you find a can of spaghetti. You're that lucky. But I don't know. But oh, and another thing with towns, always search the rectangular brown sheds, and do not search the metal ones. The metal ones are really not that worth it unless you just want to take a peek. But the brown ones will usually carry pickaxes, sledgehammers, not saws, but sickles, machetes or knives, maybe hunting knives at most. So that's what I've seen. But yeah. And a lot of people have asked, I've seen it in the suggestions and ideas and votes for loot pools, um, duct tape and sewing kits. Just kill zombies. That's all you need to do. Kill
Yeah,
zombies.
pretty much, yeah.
You'll find, if you go through a town, kill every zombie, you will at least find one duct tape or sewing kit. If you don't, too bad. You're out of luck.
Better luck next time.
But with the weapon loot pools, I find it to be very respectful. I find it to be very interesting and accurate, especially with the way the lore works. Because let's say I'm at Northwest Airfield, I'm looking for a gun. If I find one, it's going to be damaged. That works. That's perfectly fine, and that makes sense because the timeline for when the nukes hit and when it stopped, you're looking outside. It makes sense. The guns are gonna be rusted. They're probably gonna be non-working. You gotta clean them. You gotta fix them up. I like that. It's good. It's good for bare bones because you gotta use it. You gotta use whatever you got to survive. But I always take note of helicopter crash spawns. I'd like it, in my personal opinion, for more bare bones survival. Maybe make the guns in the helicopter crash if they do spawn, make them damaged. Make them damaged. Just at least damaged, not badly damaged, just damaged, at least.
I feel like that would be more realistic if they were damaged.
What
I feel like it would be more realistic if they were damaged.
from a helicopter crash? Yes, it's a
Hmm.
helicopter crash. Shit, stuff's gonna get damaged.
Yeah, not pristine.
But yeah, because last helicopter crash I found pristine FAMAS. I find a pristine FAMAS. Yeah,
Yeah,
that
it's
makes sense.
kind of stupid.
Yeah, it's whatever though. It's the way the server works.
Yeah.
But like the loot spawns and the loot rates, I respect the way they work. I respect the way how they generate in a way. The way that like you need to find a gun. Okay, I can't find any, but I have this damaged KA. You gotta take it. Like it's the one thing you got. And what I've noticed too is that with more loot pools on the server, northern military areas are slightly bad.
Yeah, they are. I'll agree with you.
The only useful place I've seen is Kamensk, and that place only really holds ammo. And that's it.
Yeah.
There's really only ammo there.
Yeah, it does. Yeah. You're not wrong.
Tizzy is... I don't know. Tizzy's just a circus.
Tissy's Tissy.
It's a circus.
Yeah.
Crashes. That's the only prominent way to get high tier loot in this iteration.
It's like rock, paper, scissors.
Unless there is an event where you're able to get a high tier weapon, then okay, there you go. But a lot of people don't like kill, so they won't get a high tier weapon. But other than that, loot pools and loot spawns are a confusing and very intriguing thing on this server. Once you get the basis of what's going on down, you'll get used to the loot runs you do and all the loot spawns you can find. Because, understandably, I'm not being disrespectful to anyone, but when the start of an iteration spawns, everyone is trying to find the high tier shit. It's annoying, but it's true. And I've done it. I do it. I try finding high tier shit. Obviously enough. But I've been trying to be lackluster. I've been trying to calm down with all the tier 4 shit. I've been trying to be less prominent with it and more relaxed. And just every time an iteration starts, everyone is on the hunt for tier 4 guns. It's every iteration I've seen. It's whatever though. It's what they do. It's their choice. But with the loot runs, I recommend taking it slow down south. Once you start making your way up north, hit the midwestern area. Get all your loot there. Get all your mid tier gear stuff. Then just hit northwest. Get your high tier, somewhat high tier. Then go hit Tizzy. And then from there, just keep doing it over and over again until you get your end game stuff.
Okay. Yeah.
But on We That Remain, it's a different story. You gotta do the same thing over and over again, but you're gonna keep finding the same stuff. You're not gonna find high tier stuff in Northwest or Tizzy. You're not. High tier stuff's in the helicopter crashes. You're not gonna find high tier stuff in the military bases.
Yeah, that's true. You're not really gonna find that.
I mean, the only one thing I've found that's high tier is a drum mag. That's it. Really.
Yeah.
In a military area, but yeah, that's it.
I've seen those as well.
But other than that, it's all I really have to say about loot spot, like the loot pools, the loot routes. Because you can loot any way you want. It's my recommendation that you slowly take it from the south, go up to the Midwestern area, loot around there for some time, then make your way north and just loot there for the time being. Until you have your high gear stuff, and you can start going around killing other players for their loot, and yeah, so on and so forth.
Okay. Yeah, I agree 100%. I usually just I'm the same way.
That's basically Dayz, but that's why I like We That Remain. They made a PvP game into an RP sense where everybody can be their own person and enjoy the game for how beautiful it is instead of just always fucking shooting each other.
Like right now. Cough, cough.
I understand, yeah. Understandably, yes. But, like, every time I get on a PvP server, I am toxic as hell. I will shit talk you. Like, in the server, and if there's a shit talk room or a general chat, I will shit talk you if there's no rules against it. I will do it. But sometimes if you're chill and respectful, I'll respect you because I'm that type of player. Like, hey, you got a good KD, all right, I'm gonna respect you for it. You're pulling your weight. You're doing good. Like, let's say you're not even top fragging and you're starting to talk mad shit. It's like, you wanna fight? Like, because you don't understand the scenes of the situation where you're getting clapped and I'm on top. But understandably, a lot of people play the game for fun, and I respect that. That's why I play Remake Main. It's fun. It is a very fun and chill way to actually enjoy your day. Instead of just sweatband, like having a sweatband over your head while playing a faction PvP server,
I know
you
too.
actually get to roleplay in a server where you can be hostile, but it comes with consequences if you do it wrong. I love that. That's such a good way of doing things. Because if you mess up while doing a hostile interaction or anything like that, there's consequences behind that. So everyone's scared to do a hostile interaction. And people who know what they're doing with hostile interactions and like know how they work and like entirely, like they fucking dictionary that shit. They know what they're doing.
Mm-hmm.
Then I respect them for that. They know what they're doing. They know how to get around it. But I think that's all I have to say for the loot routes, in my opinion, and loot pools.
Okay. Okay. Um.
Is there anything else you want me to talk about?
Um. Well, I mean, the next or my or here. Well, we've already talked about military loot. We've already talked about guns and ammo. Which you'll, if we make a season 2, which I'll let you know in the
Yeah,
future. I'll.
of course. Yeah, kind of
Helicopter.
never let you get a word in. That's my fault.
No, no, no. This is all. Like I said, you're my guest, so I'll have plenty of
I understand. It
podcasts
must
to
be it
talk.
must be kind of boring. So I
No,
mean,
it's not fun. I wouldn't be making this series, if it wasn't boring or
I see.
anything. I just, like I said, I love hearing people's opinions on what they
Oh, of
enjoy and
course.
stuff about.
Because most people can't get their opinions out, and most opinions just get ignored or they're tossed off to the side for no
Hmm.
reason. And, yeah, it's annoying, but stuff happens.
No, it is what it is. It is what so I know we touched on the topic like a little bit briefly. This is our very last topic, um, which is helicopter loot.
Yes,
We touched on it very, very lightly, but I
I
figured since
can. I
what?
can talk about it a bit more.
What would you like to talk about
So,
it for?
so with helicopter loot with vanilla, depends on the server. Because from what I understand with vanilla stuff, helicopter crash can happen at any point in time. It doesn't matter what time of day it is. It doesn't matter what server you're in. Helicopter crashes can be turned off or on, and you can make them more prominent, or you can make only one spawns per reset. I don't play on vanilla servers, but I know how they work. I know how they work a little bit. From what I understand, vanilla servers usually only spawn maybe 2 or 3 helicopter crashes per reset, same as with that remain. But I may be wrong. I may be wrong there. And the helicopter crashes in vanilla can have a range of anything. Like they can have gloves, ammo, accessories, backpacks, guns. They have a range of anything. You can customize the loot that spawns in helicopter crashes, so you can make it to where, let's say, you can make let's put an M4 VSD, a plate carrier with 4 grenades on there. Let's put it all in the helicopter crash. Let's just let it spawn in. You can do that. It's hard to do because coding's a bitch, but yeah. Helicopter crashes you can turn off. You can change all sorts of stuff. You can change how much spawn in. You can change how how long it takes for them to spawn in. It may take a week for them to spawn in. It may take a day. Don't correct me on that. I don't know fully because I don't look into helicopter crashes as much as other things. But I do have a tendency to know what spawns in them. But The guns that can range from spawning in the helicopter crashes ranges from the M4, VSS, VSD, SVAL, AUG, AUG-AX, LER, and I think AKs also. AKM, AK-101, and AK-74. All of those can spawn in the helicopter crash. It just depends on what server you're on.
Okay, so it's really depending on.
Yeah, it depends.
Server.
It depends on what server you're on. Like without main, the guns that spawn in the crashes vary. So, from what I understand, it's a higher chance for higher tier loot to spawn in a helicopter crash, like tier 4 guns in a helicopter crash. But sometimes they'll spawn like AK, K-74, K-101. They'll sometimes spawn that. That's understandable. That's what they do. But it can be annoying sometimes, not getting the guns you want. Sometimes it's just you go to the crash, you search it, oh, nothing, okay. Like, that's kind of the point. It's just a game of whether or not it's a guessing game, kind of. Go to the helicopter, you don't know what you're gonna get. It's like opening a present. You go up to the helicopter crash, look around, and you don't get what you wanted.
That's a good
Kinda
example.
It's kind of how it goes every time in Without a Man. You get a helicopter crash right next to you. Go up to it. Yo, it's an M4. Nope, it's an M16. God damn it. I actually mistook an M16, M4 for an M16. I'm not messing around.
Honestly, I think the M16 is pretty good.
M16 is good. It's underrated, but it's really good. The sights are ass, but oh my god, it's good.
They are. We need sights, man. We need in Far Cry 5 when you could get that M16 rifle.
Yeah.
Put a scope on it.
But yeah, I just don't like how there's no sights with the M16. Same with FAMAS, but the FAMAS one can be cut down. Wish you could do the same for the M16. M16 though is a very good rifle. I wish it was in full auto. I wish it was the M16A4, so you can actually fire it in full auto. But I guess that's not allowed. Daisy doesn't like fun. Anyway.
When does Daisy ever like fun?
when you get an LAR and you see a bunch of freshies, that's when you allow. That's when it's fun.
Oh god, or flying cars.
Yes, the Kerbal Space Program cars.
I call them Harry Potter cars.
I like to say, that car just entered Kerbal Space Program. But yeah, with helicopter crashes, it varies. You don't know what you're gonna get. It just depends on the server you're on. It depends on what your mods have done to the helicopter crashes. So, because even the mods, they couldn't care less if they wanted. They could just spawn in a damn pistol in the helicopter crashes. They don't care. Not saying that for Without a Man. I'm saying that for any server. Like any server, the mods could care less what spawns in the helicopter crash. They could be a bunch of trolls and just mess around and just make a pistol spawn in a helicopter crash. So you just walk up to the helicopter crash, you see a fucking 1911 sitting there.
Yeah.
Just the basis of what I'm getting on is it's basically a mystery box from fucking COD Zombies. You don't know what you're getting. Every time you go through the helicopter crash, you're taking a gamble. You know what I wish they would bring back in next iteration? If they could, plane crashes. I want plane crashes back. Those were actually really cool, and they actually got decent loot.
I liked them, especially last iteration. I fucking loved them.
Yeah, they were here last iteration, but they're gone now.
I was like, ooh, plane crash, LER, question mark? Or whatever.
Yeah.
I like that idea.
I just didn't get why they don't keep them in now, but it's an apocalypse, so yeah, only helicopter crashes really gonna spawn. But it probably removed it because of coding issues and perhaps lag. So
yeah, I think I can see that as a big thing.
Yeah.
But didn't they? I thought they removed helicopters and then they just put the planes in. Or am I wrong about that?
I'm pretty sure they did, but I think they still had them. We just couldn't
Oh,
hear helicopter crashes before. You guys remember when you couldn't hear helicopter crash sounds?
yeah. I just, hmm.
I swear they had them while the plane crashes were there still, but I think the plane crashes were more prominent.
I think when it comes to that stuff, I don't know. I honestly, I don't think you can really stop the lag, you know? It's always going to be there.
Yeah, Dayz console is just laggy. It's a lag fest. It'll happen.
It really is. Yeah, I can agree
Yeah,
more.
that's all it's really all about. Helicopter crash mods. Because you just don't know what you're getting. That's all I gotta say.
Yeah,
Until you walk up to it and look.
yeah. You could fucking find a full M4 to a fucking Colt,
Yep,
engraved Colt or something.
yep. I've actually seen people find an engraved coal helicopter crashes before. It's crazy. But yeah, it's just depends on what server you're playing and what the coding is.
Yeah.
Is there anything else? Any more topics? I'm trying to think.
Um,
I think I got everything down so
you
far.
pretty much nailed everything on the coffin. What I was gonna say.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's a few tad bits really that I could really say, but it'd be going on forever.
No, like I said, whatever you think would help people or
I
anything.
understand that I should be getting some sleep because I do have stuff to do tomorrow, but
Oh,
do you
okay.
want to save it tomorrow?
Yeah, I have another podcast to do tomorrow.
I see.
And then I have another podcast the next day.
Well, this podcast took at least an hour, like an
Yeah,
hour and
no,
a half maybe.
I like I said, I'm very interested in how people um, survive
Yeah,
Daisy. So, you
yeah.
know, I love people's opinions
A lot
on
of people just, a lot of people are a lot of people are just PvP nerds and they know where to look for loot. That's all I'm gonna say.
it.
And I'll admit it, I'm a PvP nerd. I know where to look. Yeah.
I think it's cool. Like I said, I think it's cool how people think about Daisy
Yeah.
in a way. I've always been intrigued with that kind of stuff.
Yeah. All right. Well, I think that should wrap it up.
Yeah, yeah. Thank you for coming in and talking and everything about Daisy loot and everything.
Yeah, of course. It was my honor.
Yeah, I appreciate it. We'll definitely let you know if we're gonna have like a season 2 or something like that in the future.
Okay.
But yeah, thank you. I greatly appreciate you stopping in and talking with whoever listened. um,
Mm-hmm.
but yeah, that's probably gonna wrap up the podcast. Um, thank you for everybody who stopped by, who took a chat. Hopefully, people come back to these little podcasts and learn some important information on DayZ and everything. We're gonna wrap it up here, everybody. Again, thank you to my guest, Jake here. Jake, if you do you have like a YouTube channel or anything if you want to shout it out or?
Not really, but
Okay, all right.
I'm just a small gamer. I prefer keeping it that way.
All right. Well, everybody, if you have any problems, any issues in game or anything, Jake is a mod, so give him a shout out whenever he's
Trial mod, but
trial
yeah.
mod. Sorry, but give him a little shout out. Um, and yeah, like I said, thank you everybody. Thank you, Jake.
Mm-hmm.
I appreciate it. All right,
Of
and I
course.
will see you guys tomorrow.